Ever wondered about the story behind the wheat subsidy in Gilgit-Baltistan? Today, we dive into this intriguing tale. The term wheat subsidy is perhaps the most widely used in the politics of Gilgit-Baltistan. The Pakistan People's Party takes pride in claiming that this subsidy is a benevolent gesture of their leader, Zulfikar Ali Bhutto. The one-way ticket to instant fame in Gilgit-Baltistan's politics is to passionately speak about the wheat subsidy. This act of benevolence is often exchanged for votes during elections, and people do sympathize with such candidates. For the past 2 decades, people have tirelessly claimed that this is a fundamental right for disputed territories under international laws. The reality is, until Bhutto's era, Pakistan wasn't obligated to follow directives from institutions like the IMF. During Bhutto's reign, the government began subsidizing the cost of delivering petrol and diesel to all of Pakistan, including Gilgit-Baltistan and Azad Jammu Kashmir. During Bhutto's visits to Gilgit-Baltistan and Azad Jammu Kashmir, wheat was the primary demand presented. The main reason being, aside from a few tehsils, there wasn't enough agricultural land available for people to grow their own wheat. There was no irrigation system, and there were no double-crop lands in Punyal, Shigar, Gilgit, and other tehsils. The situation was even more problematic in the hilly areas of Azad Kashmir, where growing crops was difficult. To address these issues, Bhutto's government designated a government quota for Gilgit-Baltistan and Azad Jammu Kashmir. At that time, wheat was abundant in Punjab and cheap, so the government began subsidizing transportation costs. This led to people in these areas becoming accustomed to cheap wheat. With the influx of cheap wheat, people in Gilgit-Baltistan began neglecting their agricultural lands. They started constructing buildings on agricultural lands and planting orchards instead. They became addicted to Punjab's wheat like opium. Hard work was abandoned, new lands weren't cultivated, and the government in Islamabad also realized that as long as these people have cheap wheat, they won't ask for anything else. Considering the travel difficulties during Bhutto's time, subsidies were also allocated for PIA tickets for Gilgit and Skardu, which remained until 1994. In Pakistan, subsidies have been given on sugar, petroleum products, agricultural tools, and fertilizers. The government has also been providing subsidies on agricultural loans and small business loans. The metro is considered a common man's ride and is subsidized. Is Punjab and Sindh a disputed area? Certainly not. The relation of subsidy is with need, poverty, and difficulties. Another important matter is the corruption associated with the wheat subsidy in Gilgit-Baltistan. The biggest mafia there is the wheat mafia. This subsidy benefits the Minister of Kashmir Affairs, Secretary Kashmir Affairs, Chief Secretary NATCO, NLC, Secretary Finance, Food Department, Minister Advisor, CSO, CSI, mill owners and dealers according to their status. Even the low-level employees live like kings. In those districts of Punjab where millions of tons of wheat are grown, there are only 5 or 6 flour mills. But in each district of Gilgit-Baltistan, where people line up for wheat, there are dozens of flour mills. For the total crop grown in Gilgit-Baltistan, 1 mill is enough. Yet mills are being set up one after another, which should be a hint for the wise. It is true that even today, a significant population of Gilgit-Baltistan needs a wheat subsidy. But there is a need to think about other matters as well. Over the past 5 years, the billions of rupees spent on hundreds of projects by ETI were primarily aimed at making barren lands cultivable and making the people here self-sufficient. But traditionally, this task has also gone in vain. In the uproar about the wheat subsidy, the mill owners are also benefiting. To summarize, the wheat subsidy in Gilgit-Baltistan has a complex history and significant impact on the region's politics, economy, and society. It is a tool for political leverage, a cause for corruption, but also a lifeline for the impoverished. The challenge lies in balancing these aspects and ensuring the subsidy serves its intended purpose, to help those in need.